Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. I have tried to record this a few times now and I just can't find the right intro or really any sort of video content for this. You can tell this is unscripted, but Vidbit is back. It is actually here, it's working, you can upload stuff, it's public. It's finally back. I just can't believe it. Of all things that I expected to happen during my vacation, I didn't expect this. I expected so many other things to happen in the alternative video sharing community, but I certainly did not expect Vidbit to come back from the dead. And I feel like I have a pretty good reason why I didn't expect Vidbit to come back from the dead. Mainly two reasons, to be more specific. A was because of all the reasons that Jan gave for why he shut down Vidbit in the first place, and of course the second reason is all of the drama that surrounded Vidbit Future both when it launched and when it shut down. It really wasn't good, and I feel like while a lot of the community hoped the original Vidbit would come back up and relaunch and have the whole community come back to it, I feel like deep down a lot of us kind of started to realize that it wasn't going to come back because of all the drama. It just wasn't going to ever return, but I've been proven wrong. I myself did not think that Vidbit was going to return, but obviously I've been proven wrong because here it is. Vidbit is finally back. Yeah, can you tell this video is unscripted yet? Anyway though, personally I am really glad that Vidbit is back, and I do mainly have a few reasons why, and before I get into those reasons, I must mention this really quickly. This new Vidbit is not perfect. It is not perfect in any stretch of the imagination. It's using 2-year-old source code. It's, at this point, only 3 days old. It's only been up for 3 days now. And honestly, it's a new site. What do you expect? If you go back through the archives of what the old Vidbit looked like, you can see definitely very similar problems to what this newer one is having. By no means is this website perfect, and it even tells you at the beginning, like when you go onto the site for the first time, and really whenever you log in, that this site is not meant to be a permanent thing, and that it is not perfect, and that it is glitchy, but that he's eventually going to get it to a point where it is not so buggy and not so glitchy, and that it could actually be a viable video sharing website. Because inevitably, I think that's what we all want. I know I just butchered that word, but inevitably, that's what we all want. We all want this site to work, and we all want this site to eventually grow and even surpass the amount of success that the first version of Vidbit had. Anyway though, before I start pointing out some of the glitches on the site and some of the recommendations that I have for Jan to make this site better for the whole community, here's why I think this is really good, and here's why I'm so glad that Vidbit has relaunched. It is because of community. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of you have realized this, or I'm not even sure a lot of you knew this, but the community has kind of struggled for a long time to stay together after Vidbit initially shut down. They did good for a while. We all did good for a while after Vidbit shut down because Metajolt came back and we all found each other on Metajolt, and it was a good time. And then Vidbit Future launched, and we kinda stuck together at that point. But after Vidbit Future disbanded and completely failed, then the community kinda got split up. Everyone went their own direction, and it didn't really feel like a community anymore. And so I feel like with Vidbit coming back, I feel like the rest of the community is going to start to come together again. I mean, really, just look at the channel list, which, by the way, you can't turn pages on. That's definitely one recommendation I have. Please implement the feature to turn pages so we can see more channels, please. That would be very nice. Anyway, though, with that mini rant out of the way, you can see that most of the community now is kind of back together. NormalCat79 is here, RedExec is here, Toasty's here, Not Snappy, Brent, AM, Noah Productions, all of the old people in the community, and as well all of the newer people that came into this community are now once again finally together. And what's really funny is, even though I know all of these channels, it feels like it's been forever since I've seen all of these channels together on one page on one website. Because think about it, after Vidbit Future shut down, everyone either started to develop a site, went to YouTube, went to VidMe, or went to MetaJolt. There was no fine line in between where everyone stuck together. Everyone, after Vidbit Future disbanded, just kinda went on their own path. And so I feel like with Vidbit relaunching again, I feel like the alternative video sharing community can finally start to feel like a community again. Anyway though, with the SAP story out of the way, here are some of the personal recommendations I have for this new Vidbit, and the first one is actually on the homepage. With the whole subscription box that you have right here, you can see it says Welcome Crafting Lore 21, but the subscription box is within a box. So I think what would make this look a lot better is just remove this first box, make this subscription thing its own thing, sort of like the recently viewed. You have the My Subscriptions above the recently viewed, and at the top of all that is just a separate line of text saying welcome to whoever the account is. Other than that though, there is no complaints that I have at all about the homepage. Everything other than that subscription box looks absolutely fine. You have the latest 5 users on the right, which I actually really like because it shows all of the newest people coming into the community, so you can go check out their channel, see what they're about. It's pretty cool. I actually really like it when alternative video sites have these. And of course the videos, you have all the featured videos down there, and the recently watched, and the subscriptions. It's a very simple homepage, but it is definitely a very effective one in my opinion. There is definitely nothing wrong here. For the videos page, same thing, nothing too wrong. Of course you could make the text look a little cleaner, a little bit better, as well as the thumbnails. Put the thumbnails in the right aspect ratio, like 16:9 or something. But other than that, there's nothing really too much to say about the videos page. It's a page where you get to see all of the most recent videos in the community. You can browse through all the videos, and that's pretty much all there is to it. With the channels, of course you heard my thing about that earlier. Pretty much just the same thing I said about the videos page. Just put the icons in the right resolution, the right aspect ratio, and just add a page selector and you'll pretty much be good. Now if there's one page on this new Vidbit that I really like, it is the friends page. It is so simple, but it is so great. It is so much easier to use this friends page than I think any other friends page I've seen on another alternative video sharing website. Pretty much, I think it's self-explanatory looking at the screen right now. Here's what you do. You go to the friends section, you have friend invites on the right, just click accept or decline beside their profile icon, and that's pretty much that. You add friends that way. And then of course from there, they go into this little box right here where they pretty much give you every control that you would normally get by visiting their channels just on one page. So say if I wanted to remove not Snappy as a friend, which I'm not going to do, but if I really wanted to, if I wanted to remove or unsubscribe from somebody on this friend section, I wouldn't have to visit their channels to do it. I could just do it from right here to anybody. And I can also send all of them a message from here, which is a really convenient thing that you don't have to go to your inbox to send a message. You can just go to your friends section and just send a message to anyone you want, just like that. Every control you would normally get by either visiting your inbox or visiting the person's channel, you get in this one page. This is a very nice thing. So if there's one thing that I would not change at all on Vidbit, it is this page. Jan, if you are watching this, please leave this page alone. Then of course we have the uploader. Nothing really to see here. It's just an uploader. It works. It has a max file size of 50 megabytes, which sounds really bad, but really all you need to do is just render your videos in 144p and then you will be all good to go. Now here's the biggest piece of concern is the channels. Now the channels for the most part look fine. They're functional. You can watch videos from it. They look kind of similar to what they were on the original Vidbit, but you can definitely tell that if there's one page on Vidbit that is not quite finished yet, it is the channels page. And you can see the main difference from the rest of the site too. If I go to the home page, you can see what the top bar looks like here with the more 2006 looking layout. But then you go to any channel and you get more of a like 2011 looking top bar there, or hot bar is what it's normally called, just like the old Vidbit had. The original version of Vidbit had the same little top bar. It looked a little different of course, but it was pretty much this. So that's one area to work on, but if there's another, it's definitely really just the channels as a whole. The first thing I would do is put the video channel trailer, I'm definitely messing up my words now. What I would do is I would put the channel trailer in a 16:9 aspect ratio to make it even with this part here, and just generally make it look a lot better. The second thing I would do is once again put the icons, the profile icons, into the right ratio. As you can see, it's a little bit stretched. You can see the main difference between that thumbnail there, or at least kind of anyway. You can see the main difference between that thumbnail there, or really more specifically the video on the screen. I know I'm pointing you guys in a lot of different directions, but you can definitely see the difference between the video on the screen and the profile icon here on the left. You can see how much more stretched the icon looks. It just doesn't look quite right. I mean, it's there, it works, but something is just not right about it in my mind. So I would definitely make this a 4:3 aspect ratio. I would definitely make the icons square and just leave it at that. Other than that, if you fix those two things, there wouldn't be that many issues with the channels. Of course, I think one thing that everyone using this site wants back is, of course, the full channel backgrounds. I think we all want that back. But that is one thing I will not pressure Jan on too much, because he definitely has an entire site to develop. I know he's probably working super hard on the video system and on the servers and upgrading it to make the site function as best as possible before we get to the entire appeal, I guess you could say. Basically, he's working on the functionality before the appearance. And considering that the first version of the original Vidbit did not have full channel backgrounds initially in the beginning, I know I pretty much just said the same thing with different words a million times, but pretty much you get the point. The original Vidbit did not have full backgrounds in the beginning, so I don't really expect this one to either. Now, if there's one last thing I would do, is definitely add a lot more customization to the channels. I know that is probably going to be saved for later, because he's probably going to upgrade the servers and the video player first, but once he gets around to it, the profile customization, or the channel customization rather, is definitely going to be a very, very big focal point that I kind of want Jan to focus on anyway. I'm definitely stumbling over my words now, but you can see in the customize section there's not really much to offer. You have your channel widgets in your background color and your box header color. That's pretty much all you get. In this customize section, once he gets around to it, I would definitely recommend you add like a bio there and all the favorites there, and definitely add the full background option there whenever you get around to it, Jan, if you're watching this video still. And there's a couple other things I'm trying to think of right now that I'm not quite putting my finger on, but there's definitely quite a few things that I would add to make the channels look their best. Oh, and one final thing that I didn't notice was there on the channels is channel comments. That would be a nice thing to add back. And other than that, that's really all I have in terms of recommendations. The video player, for now, it is just fine. I would definitely leave it the way it is. I would work on the reply system to get the replies working again, but other than that, there is nothing that I would want to be done to this video player. It definitely works, it definitely looks nice, and generally I don't want this to be changed. But anyway, there you have it. There are my complete thoughts and opinions and recommendations on this new Vidbit. I definitely hope that this new one works out, and really, it's looking good so far, considering that this site is only 3 days old. It's only been up for 3 days. It has a lot of functionality right now. It is definitely working out really nicely. It looks nice, it feels nice, and despite all the glitches, it is a fully functioning video sharing website that, for the most part, doesn't have too many problems. I definitely think, since Jan knows what he's doing, that a lot of these bugs will sort of be ironed out very soon, especially if he gets more developers. If he eventually gets like some more staff members to help work on Vidbit, and generally just clean out the bugs a little bit and start adding the customization features back, I think in no time this new Vidbit will be far better than the Vidbit that we had before. Though at this point, knowing the entire history of what's happened to many other alternative video sharing websites before, all we can do at this point is hope for the best. Anyway though, that'll be about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe to become a crafting lord. This is Crafting Lord 21, and I'll see you guys in the next video.